Well, I'm happy to be teaching a class today because it's Random Act of Kindness Day. And, people ask me all the time, how do I change my vibration? How do I lift my energy frequency to manifest what I want to manifest? And one of the keys to that is actually random acts of kindness. When you are compassionate, when you are kind, when you're forgiving, all the things that we've talked about before, then your frequency of energy raises. But particularly in today's world, when we're anchored by so much negativity and we're anchored by so much chaos that comes across the internet and comes across our social media pages. So, not just today, but if you can do it every day or do it couple times a week, to remember to be kind to strangers, to let that person in the line when they're waiting to get into traffic, or to do something that is kind to another person, that'll help raise your frequency. And what are everyday miracles anyway? Well, you have to pay attention to ordinary events in order to appreciate the intricate workings of nature and the universe and God, because there are everyday miracles that happen in ways in which you may not recognize. You might miss them. A lot of times people say to me, well, my loved one from the other side is not giving me any signs or signals that they're okay. And they are, but you might be in such grief and anchored by it that you're not able to see those miracles that come from heaven, or those signs, the little song that repeats itself, or the numbers that are synchronized, or the butterfly or the hummingbird. So you have to look at being open to the unexpected blessings and joy in your life. I'm very blessed because I have a job where I can see miracles happen every day, where I can hear from the other side someone give me their doggy or their kitty's name or their great grandfather's name that they were happy to see, or those are miracles that happen every day. So I appreciate that we have everyday miracles and the vibrational frequency of those. But let's talk about the miracle of just your heart your heart beating, or your lungs breathing, and appreciate just maybe waking up in the morning. Now, some of us have chronic illnesses, and I said in class on Thursday night, if you have a chronic illness, there's something in your vibrational frequency, something about you that wants to be sick. And I know that sounds very insulting, and that is not my intention to insult, because certainly I have had health issues. We all do on planet Earth. But just like Louise Hay's book, You Can Heal Your Life, we really have to look at what is the manifestation from the subconscious mind? How is the illness serving us in some form or fashion? And what is it that we need to do with our vibrations in order to shift and change that? That is the hardest thing. But I have seen spontaneous health miracles. We talked about that also, about the healing of Frank the dog, and that there can be, through faith and understanding that faith supersedes everything else, that we can move through our health issues. And so part of that is to just be grateful for what is working health wise. Be amazed by things like the sun and the moon and the stars and trees growing and all of those things, how nature works. If you can find that level of appreciation, that vibrational frequency, that maybe you sit in your backyard for a moment to start the day, or you take a walk and listen to the birds sing, or you're in awe of something that is beautiful in nature, whether you go visit the ocean, or even the simple things like a flower growing. One time I did a reading for a woman that lived in Manhattan, and her husband had passed, and I said, he's going to give you a single rose. And she said, how is he going to do that? And I said, well, I really don't know, but that's what I'm being told. Well, she called me. It was wintertime in Manhattan. She had a flower box on her balcony. And out of the cold flower box, in the midst of the snow, on the flower box grew a single rose. Those kind of miracles are hard to miss, right? But those kinds of things happen in everyday life. We just have to pay attention to them by enjoying the simple things, by keeping it simple, stupid kind of energy, which is what spirit is always talking about, is keeping things simple. So small gestures can help. A warm hug, a handshake, unexpected synchronicity can be an everyday miracle. Like you're thinking about a friend and all of a sudden they call you. Excuse me, that happens a lot actually because we all read each other's energy. And of course, part of what we're trying to do is raise that vibration up so that we can make happen some kind of peace and contentment in life. That's what we're really striving for, is that spiritual peace of mind, that connection to God and the universe, that feeling that you're in sync all the time, to release everyday worries in a way that you can stay in the present moment and not worry about the past and not worry about the future. That's the true essence of being in a spiritual place. And in order to find that essence, some of these simple things that I'm sharing with you in this class are necessary. Otherwise, you miss it. You just miss the whole point of it, okay? Let's see. What am I missing? Okay. Examples of everyday miracles. You know what? When a stranger compliments you, do you take that as an everyday miracle? Because you should. Because, somebody's noticing something about you or in you or on you that is attractive. And that is what we're trying to do, is manifest through the law of attraction, how to build that vibrational frequency to the level of being able to manifest. So even those little compliments that you get from strangers, and I give them a lot. If I see somebody that's pretty, I say, "You're so pretty." If I see somebody that's got beautiful eyes, I say it. If a waiter or waitress is talking to me and I feel something about them, I tell them. Those things matter to people, and all too often we keep our mouths shut and don't say to that young waiter that's waiting on us, that's working hard, "Hey, thank you for a good job," or that waitress that is so pretty, "Yay, you're so pretty," or somebody in the grocery line, or the nursery school teacher when you drop off your kids to daycare, or whatever it is that you notice about someone that is really cool, say it, because again, that moves your vibration as well as theirs, okay? So, we got to recognize God's handiwork every day. We've got to find miracles in everyday life. We've got to put those vibrations out in order to receive them. We have to stop being so enclosed in our own world and in our own selfishness. Sometimes when you're in a hurry driving, you may not want to let somebody in the line. There's a lot of traffic and you got to get someplace. But then you do let somebody in line and then the traffic opens up and moves. It's like the law of giving and receiving works in your favor always when you put it out there. So today's class is about noticing everyday miracles, finding in your heart the way to appreciate the value of yourself and the miracle of your body working and the miracle of being able to create in your life. Sometimes I just sit in my beautiful little house and I've had great big beautiful houses that Elliot would call a mansion, and this house of mine right now, which is a patio home, doesn't have a backyard, does have a pool though. I love it more than any house I've ever had. Sometimes that level of appreciation, that vibrational frequency, is what allows those everyday miracles. So look around you, see what you appreciate about yourself, see what you appreciate in your home. And if you don't, make movement. If your house is a mess, clean it up. If you're a mess, clean yourself up. Give those random acts of kindness. Notice the synchronicity in the universe. Be able to appreciate the law of nature. Honor God and all that is put in front of you, and you'll create those miracles in your everyday life. Have a good week.